Hello, my dear students. Hope you must be doing well. As you all know, we have already started with the sixth chapter, tissues, where we have almost completed 75% of the chapter. Now, only the last two types of tissues are left, and they are connective tissue and nervous tissue. Okay, if you have not gone through the previous two, that is epithelial and muscular tissue, you can have a look at the description box where I have given you the link of those tissues. Fine. So let us begin with connective tissue. The name itself tells that some connectivity is there, right? So these tissues, they are made up of loosely bound cells in the intercellular matrix. This matrix can be of different types. It can be dense, it can be rigid, fluid or jelly-like. And depending upon the functionality of the connective tissue, the nature of the matrix varies in them. That is, wherever the tissue, that is, wherever this matrix is present, depending on its nature, the nature of the matrix will also be varying. Okay, so the presence and the location and the function of each tissues matter a lot for the nature of the matrix, right? Now let us talk about the types of connective tissues. First is fluid connective tissue, where we will be learning about blood and lymph. Next we have skeletal tissues, which we learn about bones and cartilage. Then we have adipose, areola, and last we will be learning about supporting tissues, where we will be discussing about ligaments and tendon. So these are all types of connective tissues which we will learn today. Now in your textbooks, such way the different names are not given, like fluid tissue or skeletal or the supporting, right? Here I have given it for your reference, so you can make this flowchart in your textbook or in your notebook for your future reference. This will help you a lot. Fine. Now let us begin with the fluid connective tissues. We all know very well about blood, right? What is blood? Yes, it is the fluid which is getting transported throughout our body, right? That is in general ways. Let us begin with the composition of blood. So the blood is made up of blood cells and blood plasma. Now what is blood plasma? It is a fluid matrix present in blood which contains RBCs, WBCs and blood platelets. That is, all the blood cells are suspended in blood plasma, plus it also has proteins, salts and hormones in it. Am I clear? What is the composition of blood? Blood is composed of two parts, blood cells and blood plasma. What is blood plasma? It is the fluid matrix present in blood. What is its function? It contains all the blood cells, that is RBCs, WBCs and platelets. Along with those blood cells, it also contains proteins, salts and hormones in it. Okay. Now, we already know about RBCs, WBCs and platelets. What are RBCs? They are red blood cells. And why do they have red color? Because of the red pigment called hemoglobin. And what is the function of RBCs? It carries oxygen to tissues. Why it carries oxygen to tissues? Because this red pigment hemoglobin, it can absorb maximum quantity of oxygen. Okay. Next comes to WBCs, white blood cells. The name itself tells that it must be a colorless or pale yellow color fluid or cells, sorry. Why is it so? Because they lack hemoglobin. The red color of blood is only because of this hemoglobin. Am I clear? Now these WBCs, they are also known as soldier cells. Why? Because they fight against diseases in our body. That is, it is related to the immune system of our body. Yes? Now the last cells, they are the platelets. And these cells are involved in the blood clotting. Whenever we get any injury, accidental injury, and if it bleeds, so that bleeding will be clotted only because of the presence of platelets. Hope the composition of blood is clear with you all. The main function of blood is to transport gases, food, waste materials and hormones in the body. We all know about this thing, right? Because it is involved in circulatory system. It gets circulated throughout the body, right? So it is involved in the transportation of the important materials as well as the waste products. Yes? So you can note down the function of blood too. Now let's talk about lymph. Lymph is also a fluid connective tissue. It is just like blood, but it is not red color. That is, it lack RBCs. It does not have RBC. That is why it is a colorless or pale yellow color fluid which runs along the lymphatic system. Okay. It carries WBCs throughout the human body in lymphatic vessels. Likewise, you must have heard about blood vessels. So, wherever the lymph is present, it is known as lymphatic vessels. Okay. There are lymphoid organs present in the body that produce lymph and together form the lymphatic system. Some of them are lymph nodes and tonsils. What are the functions of lymph? It carries oxygen and minerals to the cells in the body and carries back CO2 and waste materials back into the blood. The next, if we talk about, it keeps the body cells moist, because what is lymph? It is a kind of tissue fluid. The fluid which is secreted by the tissues. Okay, it helps in eliminating harmful bacteria and viruses from the body, and hence it is responsible for the immunity of human beings. Here also you can see that it carries WBCs. In the previous slide we have discussed that white blood cells are called as soldier cells, right? That is, it is related to immune system of our body. Am I clear? It also absorbs fats from the intestine and transports them throughout the body. About blood and lymph in 10th standard you will be learning once again in transportation system. Hope you have understood what is lymph and what is blood. Okay. Now there are some dissimilarities in between blood and lymph, because lymph contains only WBCs, less amount of blood protein, calcium and phosphorus, but more quantity of glucose. It flows only in one direction. All these points which you can see on the screen, that is showing the description about lymph. Okay, lymph moves in the body through its normal function, unlike blood which is pumped by the heart. In short, if in simple words I can say, lymph will reach those particular area in our body where the blood is unable to reach. Am I clear, beta? Okay, this is only given for your reference. It is not at all given in your textbook. Okay, so these points you will be able to understand clearly in grade 10. Okay. Now let's talk about the next connective tissue, that is skeletal. Skeletal means it is related to skeleton. We know what is the skeleton made up of? Yes, bones, right? So here you can say we are going to talk about bones and cartilage. Okay. Bones form a framework of the body over which the muscles are wrapped together. The bone tissue is so strong and inflexible in nature. Therefore, the bone cells are present in a rigid matrix which is formed from calcium and phosphorus. I have underlined these two terms, means it is very important. The bones are made up of calcium and phosphorus. They are very strong and they are inflexible in nature. The flexibility of bones is only because of muscles. Yes. Now let's talk about cartilage. In the picture you can see here, right? This is a kind of joint. In between the two bones at the joint you can see the presence of cartilage. Yes. So cartilage is present over the joints of the bones and provides them with a smooth structure. They contain solid matrix made of protein and sugar. Please remember this. They have homogeneous matrix. It provides support and flexibility to various parts of our body. For example, in the nose tip and ear pinna, trachea, larynx. We can, fold our ears. Try to do that. We can do that. Why? Because whichever, that flexibility is there, that is because of the cartilage. Am I clear? So this is all about bones and cartilage. Yes, it may be possible that Haversian canal, it is present in the bones. Here you can see this is the cross section of a bone given, and here you can see in the center this circle part, that is the Haversian canal. Just remember that thing, nothing else. Okay. Now let's talk about the supporting connective tissues. Now here supporting connective tissue means some kind of support is given, and that support is given to the bones and muscles. Okay, and here in that particular cause, who will accompany them? Yes, tendons and ligaments. Now if we talk about ligaments, these ligaments will bind two bones together. Okay, and tendons, they will bind a muscle with that of a bone. You can see here very clearly. These are the bones here. You can see this one and this one. So these two bones are connected with each other through the ligament. And this particular muscle, reddish skeletal muscle, it is connected with this bone through this tendon. Yes, hope this is clear. So this is all about tendon and ligament. Okay, ligament connects two bones together. It has an elasticity which facilitates the connection. The cells of ligaments have a very little matrix. And if we talk about the tendons, they are responsible for connecting bone to the muscles, and they have limited flexibility but very great strength. So tendons, this, it is quite stronger as compared to that of ligament. Right? You must have heard while playing, some of the students must have got fracture in ligaments. You must not have ever heard about the fracture in tendon. Right? So ligament, they have a very little matrix. They are very sensitive also. But they do connect to bones. Am I clear, beta? Fine. Now, two more connective tissues are left, and they are adipose and areolar. Adipose means the ones which give us the protection against the extreme cold, or I can say it provides the cushioning of the, or cushioning to the organs. Right? वो एक comfort zone provide करता है, because these tissues, they store fat globules. एक्स्ट्रा फैट जो हमारी बॉडी में स्टोर होता है वो किस में होगा? एडिपोज टिश्यू के अंदर होगा. ओके, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट रीजन द स्टोरेज ऑफ फैट्स होता है, उसकी वजह से इट एक्ट्स एज द इंसुलेटर, दैट इज इट विल प्रोवाइड अ काइंड ऑफ वार्मथ टू आवर बॉडी. Okay, now if we talk about areolar, it acts as a filter in between the spaces present in the organ of the body. It also helps in repairing the tissues and supports the internal organs which is found in the skin, muscles, around the blood vessels, nerves and bone marrow. Okay, so areolar tissue is basically providing a kind of filter, plus it also helps in the repairing of the other tissues and also supports the internal organs. Hope all the connective tissues are clear. If you are having any doubts, you can put your queries in the chat box down. Okay. Here I have tried to show you the figure of areolar and adipose tissue. Okay, these are the fat globules. Okay. Now here if you see this is the macrophage, this blue color is fibroblast present in the areolar, these are the collagen fibers, this greenish shade, and this is the mast cells present in the areolar tissue. Okay. Now let us begin with the last tissue, that is the nervous tissue. The name itself tells us that this particular tissue is helping us in the nervous system. We all know about nervous system. Now just for your reference, our nervous system is divided into two parts, CNS and PNS. About nervous tissue you will be learning in detail in grade 10 once again. Okay, CNS is central nervous system and PNS means peripheral nervous system. CNS, that is central nervous system, is made up of brain and spinal cord, whereas in peripheral nervous system all the nerves will be there. Okay, this is only for your reference, right? This tissues monitor and regulate the function of the body. Nervous tissue consists of two cells, that is nerve cells or neurons. Please remember these two words, and glial cells, which helps transmit nerve impulses and also provides nutrients to neurons. Brain, spinal cord, exactly these two organs, they form the central nervous system, that is CNS. And the nerves, the variety of nerves present in the different parts, they are known as they form the peripheral nervous system. Okay, they are specialized for being stimulated to transmit stimulus from one to another part of the body rapidly. Now I'm talking right now with you all, I'm explaining you something. So this is a kind of external stimuli, and that stimuli is passed to your ears. Through ears it is reaching to your brain. Your brain is sending signals to you that yes, your teacher is teaching you something, right? So all these things which you are able to hear, which you are able to understand, and which you are able to respond to, all these things are because of these nervous tissues in the nervous system. Am I clear, beta? The nervous tissue is located in the peripheral nerves all through the body and also in the organs of the CNS, that is spinal cord and the brain. Okay, please remember the last point, it is important. Now if we talk about the structure of a nerve cell, or which is also known as neuron, let me tell you one more time, this is the biggest cell which can be of 1 meter long too. Okay, it can be asked in MCQ which is the longest cell in our body, so the answer will be neuron or nerve cell. Now if we talk about the structure, it is looking like a coconut tree. Yes, now here you can see the leaf-like structure, that is the dendrite. After that, this is the cell body which is made up of cytoplasm and the nucleus, followed by a long thread-like structure called axon. Now this axon is surrounded by myelin sheath which is made up of Schwann cells. In between this myelin sheath you can see a node of Ranvier is there, and at the end the axon terminal or neuroterminal or neuron end. Okay, nerve endings also, you can say it like that also. Okay, now here this is the structure of one neuron. This way, this is a very big gap I have shown here just to show the clarity of the structure. But in our nervous system, so many millions of nerve cells are connected back to back. Okay, this nerve end or axon terminal is connected with dendrite. So whatever signals are produced here at the dendrite, they will pass through the cell body, move through the axon till the nerve ending it will come, and from the nerve ending those signals will be passed to the other dendrite of the other neuron. Am I clear with this? How the transmission of nerve impulses take place? Yes, starting from the dendrite it will enter the cell body. Through the cell body it will enter the axon through nerve ending. From nerve ending it will enter the dendrite of the next neuron, and this way the nerve impulses will be transmitted till the brain and from brain to the other parts of the body, and that is why we can show some response. Am I clear? This entire mechanism you will be learning once again in 10th standard. Dendrites, cell body and axon. These are the three main parts of the neuron. Okay, if we talk about dendrite, it is a tree-like extensions which is highly branched. It may be possible a single dendrite is present or even multiple dendrites can be present. Okay, which is always present at the beginning of the neuron. Here you can see this. Yes. Now, what is the use of this dendrite? They increase the surface area of the neuron, receives chemical signal from different neurons of the body. The types of neurons you will be learning in 10th standard. Okay, then these chemical signals are converted into electrical signals which are known as electrical impulses. Okay, and then it will be passed to the neuron body. or cell body. Yes. Now in the cell body, what happens? The main function of the cell body and nucleus is to maintain the functionality of the cell. It does not play any role in the transmission of the signal. Whatever signal is passed through, no function is done by cell body because it is not its function. The signals are received by dendrite. These dendrites will convert those signals into electrical impulses. Impulses will simply pass through the cell body. No other function will be done by the cell body. But this cell body produces proteins which are required by different parts of the neuron to work properly, and it also is involved in the maintenance, or it also contains mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, which perform various functions of the cell. Here I had said that along with the nucleus you can see this bluish or purple color cytoplasm. So this cytoplasm is already having mitochondria and Golgi apparatus like organelles also. Okay. Now if we talk about axon, they have one axon in general, a thread-like structure which you can see here, right? It is a long structure which connects the cell body to the terminals and also connects with other neurons, cells and organs of the body through nerve terminals. It allows in fast transmission of signals. The larger the diameter of the axon, the faster it will transmit the signals. Okay, it is covered with a special insulating substance called myelin. You can see this yellowish. Now what is the significance of this myelin and Schwann cell? The myelin sheath, it is covering the axon and it is produced by the Schwann cell, and this myelin keeps the signal intact. Whichever electrical impulses are produced here, they will be passed on to this axon terminal only. They will not go here and there because of this myelin sheath. Am I clear, beta? Okay. Now it is possible for you to understand what I was talking about. You can see here many neurons are there, right? From this neuron, the electrical impulse is passed to the other neuron, right? That signal will be caught up by the dendrite, the branch-like structure, right? And this way the transmission will go on and on. Okay, but here you can see in between the two neurons there is a little bit gap which is known as synapse. Okay, and this neurons will secrete some neurotransmitter, a kind of chemical. Okay, and through that the connectivity will be there. Okay, this is not there in your syllabus, this is only for your reference. Okay, these are the functions of nervous tissues, or I can say neurons. You can go through it. Okay, and please note it down if you wish. The same things are given in your textbooks also. Okay, the entire flow chart of animal tissues I have tried to show you here. Hopefully it must be clear to every one of you. Now this is a small sample. You can prepare the entire plant tissues also like this. Okay, and this will help you during the exam time. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. Wish you a very happy learning. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.